this game here. It's going to be Flash here at GOMTV.net. Top and center and needing to have a comeback right now. He is.
My Insanity JOGUNSHOP.
And now down here in the bottom, the player looking like he's going to be first out of today's group. He is
KT Roaster Flash.
All right, well, he's looking good, muttering to himself a little bit, saying, "Don't worry, just go back."
I will kill him. In that voice.
In that voice.
Yeah.
All right, well, ooh, gas first for jjakji. There, that's the type of thing I want to see here. Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
But he needs to do stuff like this. You can't.
Well, you don't want to. There's just no point in playing a traditional game against Flash unless I guess you're Innovation or somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. No, some like I would say that there's a list like maybe like a parting, first, Innovation, Soul Key, maybe like no, I wouldn't even put Symbol up there. No, it's just there's a very short list that you can actually just be like, all right, I'm playing my normal game. This is just another Terran. Yeah. You'd be like, by then you're like, that was not just another Terran, but I won. Okay.
Well, we have the SV coming out now for Flash, doing a little bit of scouting here. And I think when you're Flash, you're always going to have to scout because there's so many times people cheese or proxy or just do something.
You need at least a little hint before something hits you, because if the first time it hits you is literally when it hits you with an attack, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But if you can even see something is missing, you're going to have such a better time against it. But now he knows everything. He knows the gas timing. He sees the factory. A great scout.
And, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a passive TBT here, Artosis. Got to fill a little bit of time.
Indeed. Indeed.
What can we talk about?
I don't even know.
Did you end up beating Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, of course.
You did? How was that, the remake?
It was really good on the 3DS. Really nice.
I have not played that game in, like...
You actually need to get yourself a 3DS.
Long.
It's got like so many old games that they remade for it, and like you can download Nintendo games onto it and stuff.
I love that they're doing that now because there was a point in time where I think it was like around when PlayStation 2 was out.
New games suck.
A lot of the new games sucked, and like nobody seemed to know about these old games. You know, there's like all these old, awesome games that you can still play.
Yeah.
And you could just remake them. I mean, you don't have to like even spruce up the graphics that much.
Guess how much I care about the new Call of Duty coming out?
Well, I'm guessing not that much because it's a new game.
Not at all, in fact. It's
really?
Not even just not that much. It's just I'm like, whatever, you know. But whereas, ask me how much I care about some of these old classics.
How much do you care about some of these old classics?
More than the new games coming out, Tasis. That's.
I got to agree with you on that's a lot of that. There's a lot of just games you can go back and play. It's actually part of gaming history too. You can be like, oh, well, this is the game where they, put the timing mechanic, a timer in a RPG.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Cool.
Before that, it was just turn-based.
Yeah,
you could literally just get up in the middle of a battle,
which was nice too. By the way,
that was nice too, actually.
Good old days.
It's just funny, see how games have changed, and it's crazy. And I like what they did in Starcraft too. They kept like a lot of the old features that made StarCraft 1 good there. It's got that same feel to it.
Sure. Well, let's take a look at what we have here, Tasis. The command center just being started now by jjakji. He's making a Banshee. And Flash is actually making a couple missile turrets. Now, that's a very late cloak upgrade, and I feel like that might be for an incoming scan that he's expecting. Because that cloak upgrade is just... It's so late. Like, maybe he was like, well, I have to wait.
The cloak upgrade takes exactly 2 Banshee build timings. So the fact that Banshee just popped out now that cloak has just started is a bit peculiar.
In fact, he just canceled his second Banshee. So, yeah, I feel like that is the fake. Because you don't... I saw someone go Caduceus Reactor recently, but, like, Banshee cloak is just as cheap. So, there's no point. We'll go for it. But anyways, Flash is basically ready. These Banshees aren't going to do that much. And even though he kills a couple SCVs, it might even kill a couple more. Flash, his command center is so much quicker that he's still going to be ahead economically.
Looks like jjakji's CC is almost done over here. But so far, not a very potent opener here for jjakji.
No, he hasn't done anything really, but he is adding a couple of Raxes. He's making siege tanks here, so we could see him go for...
Well, it looks like he's going to have that play style that we actually were talking about he probably needed to have.
Yeah.
Not to go back head-to-head against his opponent, but to do something. I guess, what we see more standard TBT in Starcraft 2, Marine Siege Tank.
I think it's a good call. You don't want to screw around with with Flash, someone that was the best ever at mech vs. mech and TBT in StarCraft 1. You don't want to try that in StarCraft 2. And actually, Flash now starts Cloak. Anytime you see a Banshee, going Cloak against it is not bad.
Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of like how Blink can counter Blink.
Kind of,
Cloak and counter Cloak.
I like this one even more than that one.
Well, we have the Hellions out now controlling the map. Stim is just now starting for jjakji along with a +1 attack upgrade. Scanning over here, we see that jjakji has a good idea. The mech is en route with that second factory being spotted.
And not just that, he scans and sees the Banshee building with the Cloak, and both get canceled. Raven on the way for Flash. Just the constant little tech switches due to what's getting scouted.
And this is when you know you have a very good player, when they can constantly change what they're doing. They are reacting to their opponent. It is not just, I don't want to say playing single player, but it's not
Playing
it's a dance. They're doing the tango. You can't do the waltz.
Going after the siege tank. They do come up to repair these SCVs, but that means he's going to lose a lot.
Annihilated here.
Yeah, that was, even though he didn't kill that siege tank, Taste.
No, he did kill the siege tank.
Oh, he got it? Okay.
Yep, he got it.
Nice. But you know what? He killed, looks like Flash has killed 8 SCVs. And the SCV count, 27 for jjakji against 39 for Flash, and jjakji's the one going bio. Again, this I've said it a quadrillion times if you watch me cast TBT before. When the mech player can trade minerals for minerals, it's so good against the bio player, because the bio player is limited by how many minerals they have to produce their units, because the gas is not a problem, whereas the mech player gets more minerals than they really need and is really limited by gas. So a huge advantage here for Flash.
Yeah, I love that, what you're pointing out with that, because that's so absolutely true. You can send Hellions in over and over and over and over, whether you're hitting SCVs or even just Marines or anything. The Hellions are fundamentally expendable.
Yes.
Because
you're building your siege tank count, not your Hellion count.
Exactly. Flash just wants to have such a massive amount of siege tanks that he can... The damage output is so high, everything dies.
Now, to be fair, Hellbats definitely are a big part of this now, so the minerals mean a little bit more to the mech player, but still you're going to hurt your opponent more than you get hurt by spending those, obviously.
Boosting that out now and heading up towards jjakji's main here.
Well, jjakji walking around the map, bringing a lot of Marines and siege tanks. We'll see what he can get done, though.
Now, sometimes if you do a lot of damage early on to a mech player, I mean, they're not always strong early on. And I like this, actually, just deny this. Oh, getting that command center.
Ooh, that would be a big kill. Can he actually kill it off, though?
Too bad he doesn't have a medevac he could just pick up.
Yeah, that would have been really nice, but it looks like he just barely will not end up killing it. So that's kind of painful. And now some of the Marines get taken out. You never know. Flash might actually be able to break this little chunk army, and if he could break that chunk army, that's a huge deal.
Okay, looks like he's coming over here. He's going to scan.
Doesn't quite want to hit that yet.
Yeah, there's just enough siege tanks, and that one at the bottom is just far away enough. It'll probably get another volley or two off before he can kill it, if he can kill it. But I guess he's... Oh, so sick.
Yeah. Ooh. Might even do a... we'll see if he uses point defense drone. There's only 2 Marauders in there, so I wouldn't even be surprised if he Seeker Missile to siege tank.
Oh, that's really smart. Yeah, he absolutely could do that.
It's really gained a lot of popularity lately. Even auto turrets wouldn't be bad against this. Like,
yeah,
anything that Raven's pretty useful against this little force. But look at this. Now this is nice by jjakji, trying to make a flank, making Flash say, "Okay, hold on, I'm going to back up." A little bit scary right now. And Flash is he's going into Hellbat production as well as medevac production, and that's how you start breaking these spots. Drop right on top of those Marines, no problem.
Okay, he's got a good amount of units over here guarding that third. Now, the reason why he's holding his position, jjakji, is because a mech player wants to just stay on 3 bases and just turtle. So a meching player in 2 bases is going to have a harder time. But Flash's macro is perfect right now. It's 144 to 123. Although, I got to say, the arc here, if Flash were to engage, the arc of jjakji is really, really scary.
Yeah.
That's like a really...
It's a really nice one.
We have to zoom out all the way. just so you can see it. Okay,
Look,
but
he's
now-
replacing it too. He's getting into even possibly a more powerful position. Wait, where is he? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
exactly
I
where
don't
he's
understand what he's doing, actually. Maybe he thought that...
Maybe he's trying to be a little bit more mobile with it. He could be afraid of, Medevac's boosting in or something, but no, he looks like he's just going to kind of go for it. That is a lot of units. Point defense drones do end up going down. Spiking's going to shoot ahead forward and not really doing anything here. And with those Hellbats pushing, can he actually break through?
Marauders coming forward and stimming, but there's still a lot of siege tanks up here. And it looks like he's going to actually save at least... We saved... Well, okay, wow. He actually saved that second one.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So now Flash has a third. Now look at the supplies, 118 to 79.
Well, that is painful, Tasteless.
In fairness, Flash's siege tank count was reduced considerably.
Yeah, he only has 5 right now, with 2 more about to pop out. More than you would expect in this situation, but his macro, very good, of course, as everyone knows. I like the idea by jjakji. Try to get in there, have a little bit heavier unit count than you normally would. Normally, he would have gone for a quicker third command center, which just finished up. And in fact, well, the orbital just finished. But if he had gone for that quicker one, he wouldn't have been able to have as many units. So he was really trying to break Flash just before Flash was really ready to hold everything off.
And they're continuing to move around right now. jjakji's army is going to try to possibly come down here and hit the third. I don't think he should, because I think Flash is going to hold that easily. Flash mechanically is just godlike. Look at this. It's fly always so far ahead. And he's going to try to come around here to the side. jjakji is.
Now, there are some missile turrets up already. Not a huge amount, but...
No, Flash already is ready with medevacs loaded to drop the Hellbats on top of whatever jjakji tries to throw at him. But now unsieging.
That is scary, Tastes. All right, there is the scan going to fly over this single missile.
Whoa,
oh, he did miss micro that. You're right.
Yep.
He just barely didn't go out of turret range, so he did lose that medevac. But here we go. The SCVs come up. The Hellbats get dropped.
Yep,
not all of them, though. He actually...
Does he have more in there?
Yeah, he does. A couple more.
Okay, this is just... jjakji is, I don't think, this game.
No, I don't think so, Tastes.
I mean...
I think he's okay.
What's funny is he's just letting these attacks feed into his army.
Yeah.
And then he's just stamping them out.
jjakji is making no progress is the problem. You need to make progress against mech throughout the game, and he's actually getting further and further behind with each attack.
And now it looks like Flash has decided to move out, probably to try to assert dominance over the third base here of jjakji and put an economic damper here. He's moving forward.
Dropping Hellbats all over that army.
Right there.
Oh, God, and this is... Everything's going to be
He might
cleaned
not
up.
even siege. He does not even need to siege. He's that good. He's like, no, they're fine. They're fine not in siege mode.
Even better in that case. I tell you, that was some domination right there by Flash. Looking very scary this season. Here's a question, Tastes. Who's going to win a StarCraft 2 tournament first, Jadong or Flash?
I think Flash, actually.
Maybe.
We'll see, though. I mean, Jadong, that's a safe bet, too.
Yeah, well, they're both...
We're still waiting for these StarCraft 1 legends to really dominate like we saw in ST MVP.
Yeah, they haven't done it quite yet, but the thing is you watch both Flash and Jadong like climbing up, and they're like
so good.
Some of the other guys not really doing as much. Like Bisu, where the hell is he, man? He's nothing right now. He's not really performing, but Flash and Jadong, the best two, like undeniably best two StarCraft 1 guys, are both like climbing better and better and better. And, anytime now, one of them is going to take down a tournament, probably both of them.
Well, Flash really showed us today that he is still a force to be reckoned with. And that last TVT that we saw, that's a lot like a StarCraft 1 TVT. That's a lot like what Flash looked like back when he was the best player in the world.
Yeah, it's some great play, man. He's going to be very hard to beat for any Terran in this tournament, and that's a good thing if you're a Terran player, because Terrans are like what kind of wins in Korea most of the time. So
there's always generally more Terrans at any point in time in Korea than there are Protosses or Zergs. We're going to go to our losers match after the short break and find out who's going to be the first to be eliminated here in today's GSL Code S.